descriptive statistic, still descriptive statistic, but you have measure of location. Okay, so again, you have measure of location, again, the formula for ungrouped data. Okay, so again, we already have mean, mode, and also median. Okay, sometimes this one is known as measure of central tendency, and it is also known as measure of location. Okay, again, your median here is depend whether you have a number of your observation, either even number or odd number. So even number, you take the average of the middle values. Odd number, so just check what is the middle values when you arrange from the lowest up to the highest order. Okay, the rest is still the same. So again, this is the mean, mode, median. Okay, for the formula for group data. So again, kat sini we use D1. Last time I used lambda, but it's the same thing. Yeah? So difference between the frequency of the class mode and the frequency of the class before it. So D2 is difference between the frequency of the class mode and the frequency of the class after it. Okay, C remain constant, which is your C is size of your class mode. Okay, if you have a median, so L plus N over 2 minus capital F divided by small f. So capital S is your cumulative frequency before median class. L is your lower class boundary. Small f is your frequency for the median class. Okay. So other measurement of location and shape of distribution, we will have percentile and quartiles. Okay, a measurement of relative standing. So it is used to describe the position of a specific data value in relation to the other data values. Okay. So again, since this is the flow chart, okay, flow chart. So let's say you want to find your percentile. Let's say you want to find your PI. So first step, you sort the data from the lowest up to highest value. So this is your first step. Okay. And then we can have either for ungrouped data, so you compute which percentile that you want. Okay, for example, in here, I is percentile in question. For example, if you have P20, you want to find your P20. What is the value for P20? So that means 20 over 100 times your number of your observation. Okay, or your number of your data set. Okay, I over 100 times N. Okay, so you check whether the value of K, is it integer or not? Okay, if that the value K is an integer, so yes. So PI is the value between the kth data and K plus 1 data. So that means kth observation plus K plus 1 observation divided by 2. Okay, then you get the value for your percentile. Okay, if not, if your K is not an integer, so round up your K value to the next integer. Okay, for example, let's say you have 1.75. So this one is not an integer. So you round it to 2. So that means PI is the second observation. Okay. So again, this one, if you have an integer, that means we take the average lah. So, okay. Kth observation plus K plus 1 observation divided by 2. Okay, if not, just round up to the next value. Okay, that is your PI is the Qth observation lah, Qth. Okay. Okay, so this is the flow chart for finding K percentile. Okay, so you just follow this one. Okay, which is designed for ungrouped data. So first, identify what is your K. So K, I over 100 times N, your number of your observation. So check whether your K is integer or not. Okay, if not, just round up to the nearest value. And then if yes, you take the average and then determine what is the value for PK. Okay, for example, okay, before we start the example again, the quartile and the seal. So the relationship. Okay. So first quartile, second quartile, and third quartile. So first quartile is the same as percentile 25th. Okay. Second quartile again is your median, which is the same thing as P50. The third quartile is P75. Okay, that is quartile. That's mean we divide into 4 parts. decile you divide into 10 parts. So you have first decile, second, third, up until you have D10, which is P100. So again, the formula is the same. Okay, the procedure. So you want to calculate the location, or let's say if you want to find the same thing, if you want to find D10, so that's mean you have this one lah, okay? So that's mean kita ada so I over 10 times your n number of your observation. Okay. So again, if your k is an integer, so take the average. But if your k is not an integer, so you round up to the next integer. Okay. So the same procedure for the decile and also percentile. Okay. If you have Q1 point, it's the same thing. You have 1 over 4. If you have Q3, that one is 3 over 4. But you can maintain using the same formula. For example, you just convert. Let's say Q1, you already know that one is your percentile ke 25, P25. So you can use back this one. Okay, the same flowchart pun boleh. Mana-mana satu as long as you get answer. Okay, Q2, you get P50. So you just use 50 divided by 100 times n. So the same thing. Okay. For example, let's say we have this kind of data set. Okay, you want to find 20th and 75th percentile. Okay, so first P20. Okay, ini the same thing lah. Kalau let's say if you want to change this one, K pun okay lah ya. Mungkin takut confuse variable pula because tadi saya tulis I so maybe I just change lah. Okay. Okay, so you have your K is equals to 20. Okay. So 20 divided by 100 times your total number of your observation, which is 56. Okay, you find out which is 11.2. Okay, since K equals to 11.2 is not an integer. So round up, we have 5. Kita round je lah ni. Okay, tak kisahlah 11.5 ataupun. Let's say this one, you can take either, actually you can take, because this one 11.2, so normally we take 12 lah. Okay, even though dia less than 0.5, nanti ada pula yang tanya. Okay. Okay, so that's mean this one is not an integer, so we just round up it to 12. Okay, so P20 is the 12th data. Okay, so kita dah susun from the lowest up to the highest value. Okay, already in ordered, okay, ordered data set. So find which is your 12th data. So that means this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means your P20 is 46. Okay, this is not the value of your percentile, but your location. Okay, that means 12 observation. Okay, so 12 observation. So actually your P20 is your 12 data. So that means P20 is equals to 46. So the same thing. You want to find 75th percentile. So K is equals to 75 over 100. So 75 over 100 times your total number of your observation, you get 42. Okay, 42 is an integer. So take the average value. So that means 42 and 42 and also 43 ni. Okay. So that means you take the average. Okay, data ke 42 and also data ke 43. Okay, so ini 12 tadi, 48. Okay. And then this one, you will have either 68 or 71. So you take the average value. Okay, 68 plus 71 divided by 2. So your P75 is equals to 70. Okay, kalau kita refer balik pada ni dia punya flowchart. Kth observation and K plus 1 observation. Okay, tadi kita dapat dia punya ni 42 kan? Okay, 42 and also 43 data. So and then you take the average. So kedudukan ke 42 dan 43, which is the value is 68 and also 71. So 68 plus 71 divided by 2, which is 70. So that is your P75. Okay. So that is the procedure how you want to find or you want to determine your percentile. Okay, for ungrouped data. Okay, for group data is quite different because we already have the frequency table. You need the lower class boundary and so on. Okay. Okay. Okay, we try to solve the other one. Okay, so again, I just review back. So this is the flow chart. Okay, first you compute what is your K. Okay, I over 100 times N. And then if your K is integer, so check if yes, you take the average. If no, you just round to the nearest value. Okay. And then quartile decile, you can use the same formula for percentile. You just change Q1, Q2, and also Q3. Okay. So that's mean your D1 is your percentile ke 10. Okay. And then D2 is percentile ke 20. D10 is percentile ke 100 lah. Normally kita taklah cari D10. Okay. Normally yang tengah-tengah tu dah biasanya. Okay. Okay. So the same procedure. You check whether your K is an integer or K is not an integer. Okay, let's us try this one, task 1.10. Okay, in your module. Okay, the same video, right? Okay. Okay, you want to find P70, Q3, and also D6. Okay, 70 percentile, third quartile, and also decile yang ke-6. Okay, so again, raw data. So start by finding what is your K for P70. Okay, so P70, so that's mean, let's say, K tadi So your K is, okay, I just off my camera. So K is equals to 70 divided by 100 times your total number of your observation here. So you have 3, so 15 Okay, so get the value. 70 divided by 100 times 15. Okay, so you have 10.5. So 10.5 is not an integer. So you round up to the nearest value. Okay, round up to the nearest value. So that's mean you have the, this one 2 left. 11 lah. So K is the 11th observation. Okay, now what is your P70? 11 observation is already, you need to audit. Okay, let's say we arrange again. So you have, okay, ini dapat apa? 7 7? Okay. The others? Okay, let's say kita susun dulu. 2, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 Okay. So the same thing, you have 5 and then you have, mak saya tinggal 3. Okay, 3, 3, 5 and then you have 7. No, 7, 6, 7 and then 8, 8, 8. Okay. Determine satu lagi, 9. Okay. So that's mean kedudukan yang ke-11 lah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So that's mean the value is 7. Okay. So try for Q3 and D6. Okay, you can either use the same formula, Q3, you change to P75. Okay, that's mean you only remember one way of methodology or method. So, okay, you just convert in terms of percentile. So because you already know Q3 is equals to P75. So that's mean you just get 75 divided by 100 times 15. Okay, 75 divided by 100 times 15. 11.25 Okay. So again, it is not an integer. So you just round up to 12 lah. Kita ambil 12 Okay, so now what is your value? Okay, good. So you have Q3 is equals to 8. Okay. Okay, the last one, D6. So you have P60. So 60 divided by 100 times 15. Okay, this one 9. Get the ninth one. Okay. So 9 is an integer. So that means the ninth position and also 10th position divided by 2. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So 5 plus 6 divided by 2. Okay, so your answer, D6. What do you get? So data ke 9 dan juga data ke 10 divided by 2. Okay, so you get 5.5. Okay, good. Okay, boleh? So it's just a direct one lah. Okay, so that's means once you already have your data set, so just arrange the data set from the lowest up to the highest one. Okay, so since we keep just using the same for, you can, it's up to you whether you want to change, let's say Q1, so the same thing, Q1, that's mean if you want to use the concept for quartile, so that's mean 1/4 times your total number of your observation, but the rest to still follow. Okay, or you want to change to P25, so 25 divided by 100 times n is the same thing je. Okay, so the same thing for the seal. Okay, for me, it just better just to stick one formula, so just convert in terms of percentile. Okay, you just remember one thing je lah, Okay, one. So again, just remember either you have your value is integer or it's not integer. It's integer, so that means take the average. If not, just round to the nearest value. Okay, so this is one of the exercise. Okay, now I ask you to compute first. Compute the mean weight. Okay, different is not in your module. So you have 12 detergent. Okay. Compute the mean weight, second decile, first quartile, and also third quartile. Okay, try. I give you around maybe 5 minutes. Try on your own. Give me the last value. Again, this one is your sample. Already mentioned to you, a random sample. You can use your calculator, enter your data in using your mode SD to compute your mean. Okay, just try. Okay, just practice how to you want to enter your data set in your calculator. Okay, but quartile, decile, that's mean you need to compute using formula. Sorry. So first you give me the value for mean weight. Okay, once you enter your data set, you should get your X bar is what? What value? You have your total number of your observation is 12. Okay, good, Haris. 174.5. Yes, correct. That is your sample mean. Okay, so you just write X bar. X bar is equals to 174.5. Okay, so D2, that's mean, again, percentile, if you want to use percentile, so 20 divided by 100 times your total number of your observation. Okay, but you need to arrange the data set in terms of order. Okay, D2, Hanin got 169. Everyone get the same value? Okay, good, 169. Okay, so D2 is 169. Okay, now compute Q1 and also Q3. So Q1 you can change to P25. So that's mean K25 divided by 100 times your total number of your observation. Okay, so that's mean this one, 3. So quartile 170. Okay, Q1 is 170. Okay, thank you. Okay, Q3 178.5. Dapat ya yang lain tu? Okay. So the same thing Q3 that's mean percentile ke 75. Okay, 75 divided by 100 times 12. So that's mean you have 75 divided by 100 times 12. It should be 9. So data ke 9 tambah data ke 10 divided by 2 lah. Yeah. Okay. So that is for raw data. Okay, for ungroup data. So ungroup data, the formula for mean, okay, just either you want to use X bar or your mu, but again, this one is a random sample. And then the same formula we use for D2, Q1, and also Q3, convert into percentile. It's just much more easier. Okay. Okay, so this is for group data. Okay, the task that I not discussed in the class, I think you can do on your own. That's 1.1, 1.11. Okay. So again, this one for group data. So for PI, your percentile, okay, you have your N is number of your observation. So F, capital F is your cumulative frequency before I percentile class. L is your lower class boundary. Small f is your frequency for I percentile class. And C is your size of the class. Okay, the same formula, let's say if we use to find your median. So median is P50. So L, so that's mean you have 50 over 100 times N minus capital F over F times C. Okay, so 50 over 100 is the same thing. If you check, you have N over 2. So the same formula as a median. If you want to find P50. Okay, it depends lah. If you want to find P30, so 30 divided by 100 times N. So check what is your cumulative frequency. What is your small f? Okay, first identify which is your percentile class. Okay. So this is for quartile. So for quartile, again, the same thing. Okay, kalau let's say you want to use the formula pun, quartile, so that's mean you have your QI lah, percentile ke 75. So 75 divided by 100 times N. Okay, if you have the third quartile, if you have first quartile, so that's mean 25 over 100 lah, So that means this one, if you want to use I over 4, is okay. So I over 4 times N minus capital F divided by small f times C. Okay. So the same definition, cumulative frequency before I quartile class. L is your lower class boundary. Small f is your frequency. C is the size of the I percentile class. Okay. So I just go through the formula first. So di, again, I over 10 times N minus capital F or small f. Okay, so that is your the C. Okay, for group data. Okay. We refer to the exercise. Okay, compute. Okay, this is task. Okay, I just choose one task. Task 1.13. Sorry, sekejap. Okay, lain sikit lah dalam buku kamu tu. Saya rasa dia punya observation tu. Okay. Okay, I just change this one. Okay, ini I refer to your module 5. You have 13, 31, ditambah 1. Okay, 19, 8. Betul ke? Ke saya yang ni betul? Oh, ini saya ikut buku lama. Betul lah. Okay, so you have 100 customer. Betul, Okay, same with this. Okay, good. Okay, now you compute Q1, D3, and P40. Okay, so first, Q1, So Q1, you want to determine what is your quartile class. Okay. Q1 is the same thing as I over 4 times your total number of your observation. Okay, your total number of your observation or total number of your customers is 100. So you can find what is your class quartile. Okay, first find your class quartile. Okay, because we just need the, okay. Before we proceed, I think we just set up your class boundary first. Okay, just much more easier. So class boundary, we need that one. So again, 0.5 up to 5.5. And then you have 5.5 up to 10.5, 10.5 up to 15.5, 15.5 up to 20.5, and 20.5 up to 25.5. Okay, and then the other column for cumulative frequency, 25.5 up to 30.5, and the last one, 30.5 up to 35.5. Okay, so this is your frequency, Fi, cumulative frequency. Okay, so you have 6, and then you have 22, So 52, 72, this one is what, 88, 96, and then you have 100. Okay, so first step, you compute what is your quartile class, your Q1. Okay. Okay, quartile class ni kat mana? Which one is your quartile class? So you have Q1, so 1 over 4 times your N, okay? That is your K. So kita dapat around 25th, okay, 25. Okay, the third interval, betul. Okay, so that means your class interval for quartile, okay, for Q1, the class interval should be, okay, good. Okay, just write the class boundary, 10.5 up to 15.5. So that means your lower class boundary is 10.5. Okay, so now we refer back to the formula here. Okay, so you have L plus I over 4 times N minus capital F over F times C. So your L is lower class boundary. So that means 10.5. Saya tulis terus 10.5 plus I over 4 times N. So which is 25. So minus capital F. Capital F is your cumulative frequency before the quartile class. Okay, let's check that again. So your cumulative frequency before the ith quartile class. So third class is your quartile class. So before this one, so your capital F is 22. Okay, divide by your frequency of your third quartile, which is 30. So times with your C. So C in here is 5. So that means you get your Q1. Okay. So identify your class quartile. It just have I over 4 times N. Okay, which is 25. Okay. So 25. So based on your cumulative frequency, the 25 ataupun 25th observation lies in your third class interval. So this is your class boundary. Okay. So this is your class boundary. 10.5 up to 15.5. So lower class boundary 10.5. Your I over 4 times N is 25. Capital F, cumulative frequency before the class quartile, which is 22 divided by 30 times 5. Okay. So, berapa tu jawapan dia? Okay, you got 11. Okay, thank you. 11. Okay. Okay, proceed with to find D3 and P40. Okay, D3, that means the third decile. You can use the formula, this one. So L I over 10 times N minus capital F over F times C. Okay, so the same procedure. So D3, you need to find what is the class for the third decile. So 3 over 10 times your N. So you have 30. Okay, 30. So that means the same class interval, the third class interval. Okay. So just compute, give me the last value. $11.8. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the answer should be 11.8. Okay, the next one. Or you want to find, if you want to add your decimal point, maybe you can write 11.833 lah. So you want to write, kan, ada perpuluhan kan kat belakang tu. Betul eh? Okay, D3. Okay, thank you. So D3 again, you have 10.5 plus 30 minus 22 divided by 30 times 5. So you get this one is 11.833. Okay, so that is your third decile. Okay, so the last one, P40. So the same thing. 40 over 100. Okay, 100 lah. So 40. So the same class lah, eh? So you have 10.5 again. So 40. Okay, 13.5. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you have the answer P40. So P40 equals to 13.5, right? Okay, so the same procedure, the same formula. So that's means you have 10.5 is your lower class boundary. So I over N times 100, so which is 40, and then you get the frequency before your, that one, 40 minus 22 divided by 30 times your 5. Okay, so you get 13.5. Okay, that is your percentile ke 40, eh? Okay, so the next thing is, okay, this one is fine. Okay. Tapi dah. Okay. Okay, so I think that is the ni. Okay, for task 1.12, the same frequency table dalam tu punya modul tu. So I think it's the same thing. So just change instead of 10 to 20, you just change 0 up to 20. So the same frequency. I think you can try this one on your own for that one. Okay, so that's it for measure of location. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Same thing, yeah. Okay. So we just have the formula. So I think this one the flow chart here. You need to remember this one, how it goes. Okay. Even though we give the formula, I think normally we give the formula for group data. Okay. But again, what is the symbol represent, you have to know. Okay. For example, let's say in this one, for ungroup, you have K equals to I over 100 times N. And check whether this one is integer or not. And then proceed. If yes, just take the average. If not, you just take the nearest value, round to the nearest value. So based on that location, so what is the value? Okay. So the same thing for quartile and also the cell. Okay. And then this one again for group data. Okay. The formula is given, but you need to know what is the meaning. Capital F, small f, and so on. Okay. I think the rest is correct.